The IHSA winter sports season continues to ramp up, with many of our local teams competing at regionals over the weekend. Good evening and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Joe Kennedy. Our girls bowling, gymnastics, and boys wrestling teams began their regional journeys in the IHSA playoffs, but we begin with girls basketball. Despite just 2 losses on the year, Waubonsie Valley was not ranked inside the top 10 in the latest 4A AP poll. On Thursday, the Warriors had a chance to improve their resume when they hosted rivals Neuqua Valley.
We have a girls basketball clash at the top of the DVC at Waubonsie Valley. A win tonight for the Warriors secures the conference, while Neuqua Valley needs to win in order to stay in the hunt for first place. Getting the scoring started is the Wildcats. Nalia Clifford has the ball on top as she knocks down an early triple for Neuqua. The Wildcats with some early momentum as they work the ball to Quinn Seigel, who shoots for 3. Neuqua up 6-2 early on. Waubonsie slowly starting to work into the quarter. Ariana Garcia finds Hannah Lobb, who scores the close-range effort. The Warriors trail 11-12 going into the second quarter. The Warriors start the second quarter strong. Lily Newton finds Maya Pareda, who scores the triple. Waubonsie on a run now. Hannah Lobb makes a block on Zoe Navarro before springing Lily Newton for the easy layup. Dub V not slowing down. Daniela Poricoso gets the ball on the edge as she shoots for 3. The Warriors now lead 26-14 after a 13-point run. Finally getting the Wildcats back on the board is Caitlin Washington, who drives hard into the paint for the layup. Finishing the quarter for the Wildcats would be Washington as she drops in a triple. Neuqua trails 23-31 at halftime. Neuqua starts the third quarter with the ball. Nalia Clifford gets the ball on top as she knocks down the tray. The Warriors respond with points of their own. Ariana Garcia finds a wide open Lily Newton for the easy layup. Warriors up by 4. Back and forth we go as Zoe Navarro carries the ball back down the other way with a beautiful move for the layup. Wildcats trail 35-37. Neither team able to pull away. Daniela Poricoso has the ball on the outside as she decides to take it herself, knocking down the triple. Again, back and forth the squads go. This time it's Nalia Clifford's turn to find the 3-point bucket. We are all tied up at 46 heading into the final quarter. Getting the scoring started in the fourth is Daniela Poricoso, who sinks another triple, giving the Warriors the lead to start the frame. Still, neither team can build a lead. Caitlin Washington carries the ball into the zone as she gives Neuqua a 51-49 lead. Now it's Waubonsie's turn to respond. Lily Newton gets the ball on top as she knocks down the 3-pointer. Dub V regains the lead by 1. A couple of points later, Hannah Lobb finds a wide open Ariana Garcia, who scores the layup. But coming right back down the court is Neuqua as Nalia Clifford sinks another triple. Game now tied at 60 with just under 10 seconds remaining. Daniela Poricoso has the ball as she drives into the paint, putting one up off the glass that falls into the net. 62-60 Warriors. 4 seconds left as Caitlin Washington shoots from center court, but she hits the backboard. Poricoso leads the way with 30 points, giving Waubonsie Valley the 62-60 win over Neuqua Valley and the DVC title.
The 20-win Neuqua Valley Wildcats host the 16-win Metea Valley Mustangs, with both teams in second and third in the DVC respectively. Neuqua enters after losing to Glenbrook South by 10, while the Mustangs also look to get back in the win column after falling to their rivals Waubonsie by 3. A couple of minutes into the first, Metea's Alex Daniel spots up from 3 and lets one fly to give the Mustangs a 5-0 lead. 3 minutes later, Joe Ballgro jostles for possession and gets the Wildcats on the board, making it 8-2. Will Ashford moves swiftly, spinning around and hitting a fadeaway jumper from the elbow to give the Mustangs an 8-point lead. As we move to the second quarter, Matia's Jake Nosek drives and finishes a tough layup to give them a 17-5 lead. Later in the quarter, Luke Kincaid gives Nikwa some life, driving hard to the basket and cutting the lead with a nice finish. Nikwa continues to put some pressure on, with Ballgro coming off a pick for a wide-open layup. The Mustangs, however, still hold strong with another three from Daniel, the senior. Just after that, though, Kincaid Euro steps through two defenders and lays it over another. Nikwa still trails 23-14. Into the second half, Kincaid hits a deep three to cut the deficit to 7. Nikwa continues to hang around, but the Mustangs respond just moments later. On the ensuing possession, James Parker is the one who answers with a 3, pushing the lead back to 10. Late in the quarter, Colin Garrity for Nikwa finally makes it a one-score game by hitting this 3, making it 38-35. To end the Wildcat run, Ashford pulls up from the elbow and hits it, pushing the lead back to 5 for Matia. To start the fourth, Garrity posts up and hits a turnaround jumper for the Cats to make it 40-37. As they go back and forth in the final frame, we see Dominic Smith drive down the baseline and gets the and 1. The Stangs have pushed the lead now to 7. Matia continues its late run as Daniel lands hard after finishing the tough layup to make it 55-46. The Wildcats will not go away without a fight as Garrity hits a corner jumper to make it 55-53 with just under 2 minutes remaining in the game. But Nikwa would fall just short after a couple of late-game free throws as Matia Valley wins 59-55. The Mustangs improve to 17-8 on the season. Matia Valley's Annie and Lucy Burke have been the top players this season for the Mustang basketball squad. But they also shine in other sports, and we'll have more after the break.
It's a robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward. Ingenious.
Sardine fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
What's the matter, boy? What are you trying to tell me? Is something wrong?
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something.
Naperville Animal Crime Stoppers.
Yes, I'd like to report a case of animal cruelty and neglect.
Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves.
Lucy Burke is one of the best soccer players for Matia Valley, while her sister Annie shines on the volleyball squad. Patrick Cotto has more on the sisters teaming up on the hardwood for our latest feature story here on NSW.
You guys ready? Matia Valley senior Lucy Burke is winding down her final season for the Mustang basketball team and will soon return to the soccer pitch come springtime for one last ride with the black and gold. She was a pivotal part of a Mustang soccer squad that won the 2022 3A state championship during her sophomore season and hopes to capture another one in her final campaign. But for the time being, while she's seeking buckets, she has a new partner in crime in the huddle. Although this partner is no stranger to the Burke household, as her sister Annie takes the court in the varsity rotation as a sophomore.
It means everything to me. She's my best friend on and off the court, so yeah, I think it helps being with her just for a little bit more time before I leave. I knew she was going to make a great name for herself and everything like that, because going from starting on JV last year to now starting on varsity, I think it was a huge change for her individually and a huge adjustment she had to make. and I think she handled it perfectly. Here you go. Yeah, come on guys, push it!
Me and her have like a connection on and off the court, obviously. So I really enjoy like being able to play, like having like that close of a connection with someone.
That connection remains on point whether they're playing together or cheering each other on while competing in their respective sports. Annie is also a member of the Mustang volleyball team where she played on junior varsity. Each Burke did give the other sports a try in their youth, with Lucy playing volleyball and Annie playing club soccer. When it came time to enter the halls of Mattia Valley, Lucy preferred taking shots in the back of the soccer net, while Annie just sends volleyballs over the net into next week. However, basketball will be that one sport that lives in their DNA and bonds them together.
I've loved basketball ever since I was a kid. It was actually the first sport that I fell in love with, and Annie eventually did too. And she'd always get moved up to come and play with my team for like YMCA league and younger leagues. So I think that kind of built our bond even stronger.
I like really enjoy like being able to like just like play with her, because like she knows, like since we've been playing on the same clubs and like been playing together for a long time, like we understand each other, and she's like always like a comfort I can have on the court.
This is Annie's first varsity season on the basketball court, while Lucy spent all 4 of her varsity seasons with the black and gold. Like all first-year players, Annie had some learning curves but was grateful to have her older sister on her side.
Let's go guys, get to 100. 94, 95. She normally just like makes me like always like try my hardest and play my best. And like she always supports me if I'm like having a bad game or if I'm having a bad practice. Like she always is able to like lift me up.
That advice has helped Annie take bigger strides this season and even take her game to another level in a victory on January 27th against Bartlett, where she played the role of hero for the Mustangs.
Good! She was kind of timid coming into the season, didn't really have a lot of confidence, but eventually it built, and now she's an incredible player who can come on at any point in the game. It was a game against Bartlett, she hit the game-winning shot.
With this being the only season together on the court, the siblings will remain each other's #1 fans when they compete in their other sports going forward. Lucy is hoping to help the Mustang soccer team win another state title, while Annie is hoping to get the taste of that state experience with the volleyball team, which won the school's first ever state championship while she was in 8th grade. But for now, Lucy will continue to enjoy every moment with her sister on the court.
It's been so much fun being able to go home together, come to practice together, reflect on the same things, and yeah, it means a lot. It means everything, actually.
For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Patrick Cotto.
When we return, let's rumble over to the mats as our boys wrestling teams competed in regionals at East Aurora.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
Do you want all the most exciting highlights from your student athlete's high school career? Relive all your favorite stories and moments from the past few seasons of Naperville Sports Weekly by purchasing digital downloads. Visit nctv17.org/shop to order today.
Let's roll into the East Aurora Wrestling Regional, featuring 8 teams, including 5 of our area wrestling teams and defending regional champs Naperville Central. Each wrestler is looking to punch their ticket to the sectional, so let's begin the second season. We start with the 138 third place match with Niqua's Jay Chidley getting a major decision on Mattia's Juan Oroyo. Chidley is one of 4 Wildcats moving on to sectionals. Third place match at 144 pounds with Husky Zach Malley and Dub V's Ethan Wojtowicz. Malley turns Wojtowicz onto his back and pins him to take third place. Championship time starting at the beginning at 106. Naperville Central's Jake Moore is wrestling in his 8th varsity match this season, and he makes the best of it with a 2-0 decision over North's Adam Beadon to win it all. At 113, we got another Red Hawk showing a strong effort in Jacob Cochran. His opponent is Isaac Harris from Bolingbrook, and Cochran locks him up in the cradle and pins him to win the match. We got a good one at 132 pounds with Vince Byrne from Naperville Central getting out of a mess against Tyler Sternstein. However, deep in the match, Sternstein turns Byrne onto his back and pins him to win the 132 championship. West Aurora had a strong showing in the regional as Noah Quintana takes care of Chris Byrne in a 12-6 bout. At 190, we got more Huskies with some strong matches with Matthew Murphy taking care of Jacob Smethers. At 215, Nico Bistero is in a tough one with East Aurora's Arnold Walker. Bistero is holding on to a 1-point lead and gets an aggressive takedown to secure a 7-4 decision and the first place spot in the weight class. Final match of the day is the heavyweight bout with Red Hawk Will Urbeck and Raider Isaac Amo. Later in the match, Urbeck trails by 1, but then throws Amo to the ground to take the lead, but he wants to end it in style, and he does so with the fall. That win for Urbeck puts the cherry on top of another regional championship for the Redhawks. 27 of our area grapplers will wrestle next weekend at the challenging Hinsdale Central Sectional.
DeKalb took home last week's girls DVC gymnastics trophy, but our 3 local teams got another shot at hardware this week. We'll have more on that and action from girls bowling regionals when we return from break.
It's a robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward. Ingenious.
Sardine fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
It's time for some postseason gymnastics as we have an IHSA regional at Homewood Flossmoor. The Valley Co-op, Batavia, Downers Grove Co-op, and the host Vikings are among the competing teams. Let's see who will be advancing to next week's sectionals. We begin the nights on the vault with the Valley's Ella Buchenauer, who pulls off a nice twist and landing for a score of 8.725. Buchenauer will advance to sectionals through at-large qualification on the vault, floor, and all around. Next up is Batavia's Delia Fulton, who impresses the judges with a score of 9.175. It's good enough for second place, and Fulton would also advance on the floor. Wrapping up on the vault with Genevieve Harrion of Downers Grove Co-op. She starts with a back handspring and sticks the landing on the flip, securing a score of 9.35. We'll continue to see more of Harrion throughout the night. Now swinging over to the uneven bars and towards the end of Lucia Caruso's routine. Caruso sticks the landing and scores an 8.25, good enough for an at-large qualification. The Valley's Kylie Ziegler will also be advancing to sectionals through at-large qualification after scoring a 7.85. Now we see Kaylin Landry of Downers Co-op jump up to the top bar and watch her pull off a couple of great transitions as well. Let's now see the dismount, and that routine is good enough for third place and a score of 9.05. Let's close out the action on the uneven bars with Edith Condon, the top performer in the event. A beautiful routine here from the Downers Co-op freshman as it scores a 9.45, the highest total from any event on the night. We're now with Kara Jin for the Valley on the beam, and she starts with a nice flip and gets some confidence going. Let's watch Jin on the dismount as she gets the landing and qualifies for sectionals through an at-large qualification. Another Valley gymnast advancing on the beam is Haley Mitchell. Her routine here scores an 8.5 and collects an automatic bid with a 5th place finish on the beam. She also goes on to finish 5th overall in the all-around category. Harrion closes it out for Downers on the beam, and once again the junior gets the top score, this time securing a 9.3. Downers sweeps the top 4 places on the beam. Closing the night on the floor with Jordan Flowers of Homewood Flossmoor. Her final pass here is great, and the Viking gets 5th with an 8.55. Her teammates Morgan Henderson and Morgan Haynes will also advance in other events through at-large qualification. Allison Polanski of Downers Grove is up and starts her routine with a couple of flips. Her final pass is solid, and despite a small slip, she scores an 8.75, good enough for 3rd place on the floor. Caruso is up for the Valley, and this first pass is a great start for the routine. The sophomore, coming off a nice performance at the conference meet, gets 2nd place in regionals with an 8.95. Our final routine on the nights comes from Harrion of Downers Co-op, who's the top all-around gymnast. This floor routine is good enough for a score of 9.375 as she helps lead Downers to a regional championship. The Valley Co-op comes in 2nd, Batavia in 3rd, and Homewood Flossmoor in 4th. Every school, however, will be sending multiple gymnasts to sectionals, which begin on Monday.
Parkside Lanes is the site of the Girls Bowling Regional hosted by Oswego. Mattia Valley is one of 14 teams competing for one of the 4 sectional spots, along with schools like Oswego East and Waubonsie Valley, who call Parkside home during the regular season. Abby Waterman from Rosary is the leader following the morning session, buoyed by a 252 in Game 3. The junior advances to the sectional round as an individual with an 11.08 series, good for 9th place overall in the tournament. One of the keys to success on the bowling lanes is consistency, and nobody showcased that better than Mattia Valley junior Cosette Cannell. She rolled a 155 in each of her first 3 games to start the tournament to help the Mustangs into 3rd place after the morning session. Waubonsie Valley, champions of the DuPage Valley Conference, got off to a slow start, but Sam Wertelak helps the Warriors heat up in the afternoon with a strike. Mattia Valley needs to fend off Huntley, Canelan, and Waubonsie to remain in the top 4, and Jade Williams helps the cause with a 962 total over her 6 games. Oswego East is battling for one of the top spots behind the likes of top 3 finishers Bella and Maya Santalese, as well as Catherine Schmoody, Grace Egan, and Genesis Malute, as the Wolves finish in 2nd place overall and advance to sectionals. Waubonsie Valley continues to steadily gain ground as Mae McInerney rolls a solid score of 924, which puts her in the top 30 bowlers on the day. Huntley is able to secure a team sectional spot as well by finishing in 3rd place overall. Sophomore Katie Scaletta leads the way as Priyanka Waters and Ashlyn Tenglin also finish in the top 25. Waubonsie is running out of time to crack the top 4 as a team, but senior Lauren Bornhoff rolls a strike late in the day to help put her in the top 20 and in range for an individual sectional spot. Mattia Valley still in 4th place and getting big points from senior Mariah Greenwood, who rolls a 10-30 series for the Mustangs. Making things look easy all day long is Oswego, who takes the lead after Game 2 and never looks back. Sunny Newell, Haley Jordan, and Madison and Sammy Watson all finish in the top 25 for the Panthers. Waubonsie Valley finishes the regional in 6th place as a team, just missing out on the sectionals by 160 pins. However, Lauren Bornhoff and fellow senior Maya Zatlocal are moving on as individuals. It's the 2nd sectional appearance in a row for Zatlocal, who rolls a top 8 score of 11-13. Mattia Valley is in good shape with the day winding down. Sophomore Grace Parley rolls 3 games of 180 or better to finish 19th overall with a 1048. Leading the Mustangs into the sectional round as a team for the first time in 2 years is Maya Moore. 3 games of 200 or better as part of a series of 11-23 and a 6th place individual finish for the sophomore. The 2024 Oswego Regional Girls Bowling Champion is the host Panthers. Senior Amber Lymanstall is the individual champion as well, with a 1286 to lead all bowlers after a fantastic day of competition. Mardi Gras Lanes in DeKalb will be the sectional hosts next weekend.
Waubonsie Valley's Daniela Porcozo is our NSW Girls Play of the Week as the Warriors hosted Neuqua Valley. After the Warriors led for most of the night, Nikwa tied it up at 60 with just seconds remaining. Porcoso looks to get the last shot as she runs the give and go before driving into the lane, which is filled with defenders. It doesn't matter as the sophomore has the perfect touch to give Wabanzi the lead. Nikwa would try to win it at the buzzer, but the half-court attempt comes up just inches short. Let's take one more quick look at Porcoso's shot. She scores 30 points on the night, including multiple threes throughout. The boys swimming postseason takes off at Naperville Central for the DVC Championship. Wabanzi Valley looks to continue a successful season with a defense of their 2023 conference title. Yet Naperville North, Naperville Central, Neuqua Valley, Matia Valley, and DeKalb are all aiming for the crown. The first event is the 200-yard freestyle. Alex Parkinson breaks apart for the Wildcats as he makes the turn first on the last lap with Red Hawk Max Goach right behind him. Luke Martins is chasing Goach in the lane above him as Parkinson wins the event with a time of 1 minute and 43.6 seconds. Goach comes in second with a time of 1 minute and 46.38 seconds, just ahead of Martins, who finishes in third for Wabanzi. Next, we head into the 200-yard IM, Wabanzi star Keon Lamb's first solo race of the day. At the midway point of the race, it's his teammate Sam Lohman neck and neck with him as they head into the backstroke. Alan Shu is in third place for Naperville North, and it's just the two Warriors ahead at the end as Lamb comes in first with Lohman in second. Lamb's effort sets a meet record with a time of 1 minute and 53.22 seconds for his first win of the night. The 100-yard freestyle event features some tight competition at the top. Going into the last lap, Goach in lane 4 paces ahead of Jacob Kramer of DeKalb in lane 3, with Lohman in lane 6 making a surge after sitting in third for most of the race. He gets ahead of Kramer at the last second, but it's Goach who takes the event by setting a meet record with a time of 46.6 seconds. The 100 butterfly is another close event. Tyler Bardick and Hersher bring it down to the wire, and on the last lap, it's Bardick who edges him out to win the event for Wabanzi with a time of 51.20 seconds. Shu rounds out the top three to add to North's consistent performance on the day. Fast forward to the final event of the day, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Wabanzi builds a great lead behind Bardick as Martins paces them forward. Naperville North's Hersher has them in second, neck and neck with Red Hawk swimmer Patrick Stern. Way ahead is Sam Lohman in the anchor spot for Wabanzi, who swims to a commanding win in the relay. But the result was voided due to a false start called by the official. We're not exactly sure which swimmer is called for leaving the blocks early, but the result puts Naperville North in the winner's spot of the event with a time of 3 minutes and 16.89 seconds. Let's head to East Aurora for an IHSA Boys Wrestling Regional and our Play of the Week. Naperville Central's Will Urbeck is taking on Bolingbrook's Isaac Amo in the 285-pound weight class. Under a minute left in the bout, Urbeck trails by 1, but then throws Amo to the ground to take the lead. He still wants more though, and wants to not only end the match in style, but also the entire regional. Urbeck gets the fall, putting an exclamation point on the terrific outing for the Red Hawks. They went on to secure 6 first-place finishes on the day, and this one was the best. That closes our 21st episode of Naperville Sports Weekly, Season 17, as we're just a couple weeks away from postseason basketball action. You can find our past highlights, feature stories, and community sports on nctv17.org and our NCTV17 Sports YouTube channel. You can also find us on social media at NCTV17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Kennedy.